Hello, and welcome to Module 6, Spiritual Health. So I put this module kind of towards the end. I didn't want it to be at the very end when we're all totally stressed out and needing to be done with our classes, but I wanted to make sure you'd had enough time reflecting on yourself and engaging with the class before we were going there. Spiritual health is the space where we're actually going to go there. We're not really going to do the connections to stress, though you'll find that when you're looking through the slides, I did put some of the science in there about those of us who exercise our spirituality and how that affects our health versus those of us who don't exercise our spirituality as it relates to health. I have to say, I'm here on Saturday, though you'll notice before I leave on Friday, I adjust my calendar for Monday. So it is actually Saturday, which is why I look like this. Trying to catch up with grading, which I've been really behind with, as well as make sure this module was really ready to go. And as I'm grading, I'm actually being like emotionally moved by the connection that I have to all of you and or to many of you as you explored yourself in the last module, which was the emotional, as well as just really being moved by the attempts that you made and the actions that you made, I should say, really fully engaging in the social bath and the social media diet. So I appreciate that. And it's ironic because now we're entering this spiritual module, and I'm finding myself with an online class, which I think is kind of ironic, really feeling a connection to who you are as people, even though many of you, I don't even know what you look like. There's a good deal of you I've had in class and I know who you are. But it just has been a really interesting day today, exploring and relating with you in this really kind of disconnected, but really also kind of meaningful way. So I caution you, though, that the spiritual module is a little heavy. So you'll notice that there is a planner assignment, there is a journal assignment, and then there is an ultimate assignment. The journal assignment is really, again, for you to do it at your own purpose. But you'll notice in the end of it, I'm asking you to give me, again, a photo or a file, however you want to do it, of your mirror reflection. And so I wanted to share mine with you. Again, I designed this class based on a lot of the good science about stress recognition and management, as well as some, as a health education specialist, of the things that I do to help recognize and manage my own stress. And so you're all sharing a lot with me, so I thought I'd share this with you, even though it's not like super personal. But this is something I do as part of my own practice. I have these notebooks where I draw different things like, oh, relax. That forces me to relax. Or one of my favorite ones was the slow down one. I'm not sure where that one is, of course, now that I need it, where I had to specifically, oh, here it is, do something that was like intentional and slow to just require myself before I got really good, let's put that in air quotes, before I got as good as I am now at utilizing my calm app and meditation to kind of get myself there. So in any case, my mirror reflection was entitled See the Good in Yourself. At this point in my life, I'm trying to see just myself as good. So even some of my not so awesome qualities are on here because they are part of who I am, and I feel like all of who I am is who I am, and so I'm learning to embrace that. So here's my version. Again, I did mine with words and actually drew a mirror, and then filled in all the words and language to the extent that I felt like trying to figure out exactly who I am so I could learn to like deal with that and manage it. And so that's what I'm asking you to do as well. So you'll notice again, we're going to start with the introduction of spiritual health so that we just have a basic understanding that for all of us, we're not even talking about religion. For those of you who are, that's great. For those of you who are manifesting it or understanding it in a different way, that's great too. So this is not necessarily about getting yourself to church unless that's the space where you find your spirituality. It might be, as some of you are finding, the nature walks, the sitting down with your mom, or those of you who are like grocery shopping and cooking with your families. There's a lot of awesome connection between food and relationships, social health, spirituality, connection to a higher power, connection to the energy force that literally actually powers our day. day. So you're doing some really amazing things, even though we're not necessarily like labeling them all and calling them all out. So I'm so proud of the work that you're doing, and I hope that you enjoy this module. Just as a heads up, it is going to end with you writing your own eulogy. Some people think that's a little bit morose or morbid. I think it's also a really important reflection. You know, how is it that you want to be remembered? And I wrote it out in the assignment, but feel free to write that now. You know, like, this is my life now. This is how, if something were to happen to me, forbid, um, today, this is what people would say, or to think about it as aspirational. You know, if my life works out to be the way I want it to work out, which I also think is a strong exercise, what is it that I want people to say about who I was, what I did, the connections I made, the meaning I found in my life? You know, how do I want to be really remembered by the people that will know me best? And hopefully nobody knows you better than you know yourself, or at least that's part of the things that we're working on in here. So again, kind of another little bit of a break in terms of what does this have to do with stress recognition and management. But I think finding intention and finding purpose in life is a big player, as you'll see in the slides, and as we just scientifically know to be true, in terms of reflecting on where that stress comes from, how we are going to try to get rid of it or prevent it or diminish it, and also just the character with which we walk through the world. So big questions, little assignments. Good to see you again. Thanks for hanging in there with me. The end is near. We're down to only a few modules left. We are in November. So good luck. And I will also this week be posting the graduate assignment, which will actually be due towards the beginning of December. So that should happen by like Wednesday at the latest, just for the grad students to know. All right. Hope you're having a great weekend. I am going to go get some lunch and clean my house. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.